That brings me to this very, very specific point of why I wanted to make this video. Well, I told you earlier that, the shoe had released again, and so this was near and dear to my heart. And so I'll tell you my story about the basketball shoe. Back in 5th grade, I was fortunate enough to be getting good grades, and I had seen the shoe in the mall. For those of you that remember the mall, there's Foot Locker and Champs Sports and things like that. And I really wanted those shoes. I had this feeling that if I had those sneakers, I could fly like Michael Jordan and perform some of these acrobatic, moves that he did. And so if I didn't have these shoes, this was going to be a tall order for me. So I mentioned this to my parents, and my parents said, why don't we do this? If you get straight A's throughout the whole year, we'll get you the sneakers. That'll be your big gift at the end of the year, your reward for all the hard work. And I said, okay, I'm on board. Well, come the end of the year now, remember I mentioned that this was June when the NBA playoffs came again, and that was pretty much the end of my school year, and I followed suit. For those of you that are watching that are still in school, it pays off, do your best. You'll reap the benefits of it. Even if it's not a monetary gain or reward at the end, your work ethic is being formed, your character at that time, and it's gonna create a ripple effect. You're gonna leave an impression on many other people around you based on your work ethic, based on how hard you work. That's just a side note to keep up all the hard work and the discipline that you have. So we went over to the Foot Locker, and now at this time my mom was babysitting children. This is another story within a story, as she was babysitting some of the local kids, and one of the moms was actually a manager at Foot Locker. And so, lo and behold, she was able to get some discounts for her friends and family. She was willing to help out on this larger purchase for my family, because we weren't rich, by any stretch of the imagination. So these shoes were probably going to be a little bit out of reach for us, and with the discount that this lovely friend provided, that it made it easier to acquire the shoes. So we went over to the Foot Locker. I went with my mom, I believe. Our family friend happened to be working that day, and I asked for my size shoe. She said, okay, let me go to the back. She comes back and says they don't have your size. Oh my gosh. I didn't know what to do at that point, because if you grew up in a similar household to what I did, there was this innate feeling that I just couldn't shake, that this might be it. This might be the only opportunity that I get to be able to acquire these sneakers. It's almost like a one and done. We made the trip out here. You don't get them, it might be swept under the rug, and we're moving on to bigger and better things. And I just, oh man, I was devastated. So, it's like, what are my options? She mentioned that there were actually other colorways, that if I wanted to, they had my size. And so if you guys remember the white and maroon Air Jordan 6s, those are the ones I took home, the white and maroon. So they didn't have the black infrared, the ones that I really wanted, the ones that Jordan was playing with in the finals, the ones that Jordan had in the All-Star game. Oh, they were just the coolest, and I wasn't able to get them. So rather than leave empty-handed, I got a lot of wear out of those. I really love those sneakers. I beat them up really good, and the rest is history. So we fast forward the tape until now, and they re-released these bad boys here. So these are the Air Jordan 6s. These are the ones from my childhood. The Nike Air in the back. And this was everything. These are everything. These shoes here left an indelible mark, on my childhood, in my memory, forever etched a special place in my heart. As an adult now, being able to acquire these sneakers, it means a lot. It means a lot. It's hard to explain. For those of you that have acquired, things from your childhood, little things that make you smile, mementos, souvenirs over the years that maybe you weren't able to get back in the day. I'm sure you can definitely empathize with what I'm talking about. I'm so glad that you guys were able to go on this journey with me. I try to give you all the nuts and bolts of the whole story. I'll take you back with me to fifth grade Danny, and acquiring these Jordan sneakers. These would happen to be the first Jordan sneakers that I got. The last Jordan sneakers that I was able to get as a younger person, until much later on, as an adult, they started retroing the shoes again. That's it. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk soon.
Strong. Rather than trying to extend and block it, tries to get Jordan on the way up.
37.
Trying to find a way to miss his shot. Instead of taking the easy one, he tries to make it hard. It's defense by bringing it up on one side and then hanging and reversing over to the other side.
The second, here comes AC Green checking back in. This quarter, Jordan off the steal. Pippen with the lead for Michael Jordan.
Going to Disney World. Yeah.
Mr. Genie is all right.
Look, Mom, I can fly.